So you got all the group there. Chevy, Ford, and there's a Mia back there somewhere too. I think that's me. No, that's Ford right there in your left hand. Yep. This is Chevy, the silver boy from Brandy and Jeremy.
Hi, puppy.
I like the approach where he's approaching but not approaching. There we go.
Hi, buddy.
Kind of taking my measure before he comes all the way over, but super confident.
Hello. What you doing? What do you think about all this fun stuff?
That didn't bother him in the slightest. He's very interested in all the smells. And there, you know, all the stuff gets used for multiple dogs, so I'm sure there's a lot of
them
smells.
on the same route back.
Oh yeah. He's very physically confident. That's good.
What was that? Millie!
Just shy.
Speaking of the man barking. I gotta shut the door.
Who is that? What are they yelling about?
So I like this. I like that when something uncertain happened and he's not sure what's going on, he comes straight here and he wants picked up, and he's not even just coming back in my general vicinity. He's like, nearest human, save me. He's not, totally shut down by it. He just needs that reassurance, but I like that he comes straight back to you for it, because what you don't want to see necessarily is a puppy that is out in the room and shuts down out there when they get scared, because then that's what they're going to do in the real world. And what you want is for them to return to you, check in with you, and then you can direct them where you need them to go and be, or you can reassure them. And that's what this little guy needed.
Wanna go explore some more? All that noise is gone. Look at this. Hey, look at this. Let's walk around. Will you walk with me? Come on. Come on, puppy, puppy. Come on, puppy, puppy. Puppy, puppy, puppy.
He's still processing. That nose is going. There's a little bit of claw, just a little. Boy, that's super scary. I'm sorry. I'll try again. Look at this. Look at this. Here's some good smelling stuff. Yeah, it stinks. You try it?
Trey's like, why? Mom, I know you're there. Why?
Yeah.
You must be cuddling somebody else.
All of the attention is going to somebody who's not me. This is a problem. Do you hear that other dog? It's interesting how much that scared him. Because he was so confident before. And it was, but he'll still eat, so he is fine. He just needed a minute. I mean, that's a lot to throw at a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
New space, and then very quiet building, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden the contrast of a dog he didn't know was there barking, an adult dog.
And she also was like alert barking, not
Yeah.
just barking for you. She was, something was bothering
Yeah,
her.
she heard something.
Yeah. So he's, you know,
Yeah.
sensitive to it. He doesn't know what's that.
Yeah. So the thing that we want to see at that point is
Oh.
how he thaws. And if he can recover, and he's coming back nicely. And then an important thing to know is what was it that helped him thaw, and in his case, it was definitely the food. So it wasn't toys, it wasn't movement. For most dogs, movement works really well, but for him, it was the food. And he may be hungry, or he may just be really food motivated, but that's really important info. So this is not the test that the food is for.
Yeah.
But maybe we can actually do it now.
Is this like a normal reaction for a puppy at this age?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's his first real time to be like away from all of his litter mates and his home, and I mean, this is a very, it's a very enriched environment, so there's a lot going on here. Lots of smells, because, you know, all this stuff gets used for other dogs because it's all training stuff. So everything really smells. So he's taken in a whole lot, and he just needed a minute to process.
Oh, his tail is coming out a little bit.
Okay, here, watch Zeke. Good boy. Good boy. So he's gonna be pretty easy, I think, to train and work with. What that test is testing, so a couple of things that I saw here with his response with what I just did. So I was putting the lid partially on and letting him push it off, and even though he's nervous, even though he's not so confident in the environment anymore, he was still thinking. He was still able to think through the problem. He wanted the food. He could still think through the problem very well and learned really quickly to push the lid off and then kept doing it. So he was definitely reasoning. And then when I put the lid all the way on where he couldn't get it, he tried a couple of times and then very quickly assessed that he couldn't get it, but then he sat and he looked at me. So he was like, okay, human, I know you can help me. And that's what we're testing with that test, because we want to see if the dog will look to you for help and direction, because those dogs are going to be more biddable training wise. They're more oriented to partner with you and get help. So that's going to apply in other situations too. And if there was more room here for me to move around, if I got out and interacted with that environment a little bit more, I think he would.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if you thought that
Yeah.
that's something you want to do, because it's,
I'm gonna try to
like,
walk
he
again.
looks hesitant to do it, but he's also interested, and
He's
he keeps
interested
looking
and
back
curious.
at you.
Yeah,
So
I think he'll come with me. It's so small in here. It's not a very
Yeah.
good test of that, but we will give it a try. Come on, puppy, puppy. I mean, he is a very little puppy too. Come on. What do you think about all this? What do you think? He says, you come back over here, and that's what I think.
yeah,
He's very smart. Yeah, he's reasoning this out, and he is communicating with me very clearly. I like that even though he's nervous now, he's still very physically confident. He's perfectly happy to climb up on stuff. Why don't you come over here? There's fun stuff over here. Come get it.
look at that prolonged eye contact.
Yeah, very prolonged, very direct. He is talking to me right
Yes.
now. And he is telling me what he wants
Mm-hmm.
very clearly. Good boy. Good boy.
Oh, he came back and looked right straight in the
Uh-huh.
eye.
He's like, I came, now pick me up. Yeah. Look, there's stuff to do in here.
He's like, yeah, but I'm gonna go and do it on my own. He wants snackies.
He smells the food. Yep. Now he's venturing out a little bit more. So I like that he's warmed up, and really, for as startled as he was by that, this really wasn't that long of a period of time. And what I like is that his confidence, now that he's decided he's okay, is really back full force. I wouldn't want to expose him to another, like I definitely won't do the noise
Mm-hmm.
right now. We might take him out and bring him back in again after he's had some time to do those. But I don't want to throw more at him right now. But I mean, once he warmed up, he was happy to explore, not quite as confidently as he was before. He's circling back to me more often, but he's still out there. So
But his body, like, he's checking in
Yes.
more with you, but his body posture is more confident
Yes,
than it
it's
started.
all the way back to just kind of loose.
Yeah.
He's just more generally cautious. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you have different, it's the thing you always have with poodles, you have different personality types, and some of them are more cautious. And it's not fear, it's really like common sense. He had an experience that told him that this may or may not be a completely safe place, so I should be a little more careful. And as he learned more about this place and had the support of me in exploring it, he would come out of that more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
So he just needs backup, and he needs time, and he needs gentle persuasion. And if that happened like in real life, we know he likes the food, so you can use the food, not really so much to like lure him closer to the scary thing. I definitely wouldn't do that. But just give him food to just pull him out. So what happened there is, you have fight, flight, or freeze, and he went into freeze. So we want to add any sort of movement that we can add. And eating food does that, getting him walking around does that, if he were interested in a toy, you know, even if he's not really playing with it, but just a little going after the toy, following it in any form or fashion does that. And the more he can unfreeze, the better. And I'm going to move over one more time and see if he'll go ahead and come with me again. What do you think, buddy? You want to come over here? He's like, you did it again.
What you doing?
I'm glad to see this side of him actually, because at home this is a wired puppy.
So
this
is
is
he's got
high energy. I would have at home, if we weren't doing the test, I would have said, well, this puppy is very independent.
Yeah.
Because he is environmentally
Curious.
He's very curious. He wants out of the play area to go and out of my arms to go and explore.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to, like, you know, I'm not glad that he's, you know, got a little scared, but
Right.
I'm glad to see that his choice was still partner up with a
Yes.
human and
Yes.
not scaring. So even though he's like that curious in the environment, he
Yeah.
was still like, he'll make a good hiking dog.
Yeah, he would, because he'll come back naturally.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna have, especially like this is one of those things that it's easy to just
Like, he will bond with you. He's not going to be an independent
No,
dog,
he
even though
definitely
he's just
not.
very curious.
He's very curious. He's going to be very confident. He would love going hiking just with his personality. I mean, you could see that even when he first came
Yeah.
in here until he got startled. He was all about checking out this new place. But he still noted me. He came over to me very
Yeah.
quickly. And he formed a relationship with me very quickly. So I think he's going to be a pretty social dog. More social than a lot of poodles. But he's still going to have kind of that poodle common sense and caution. So again, this makes a good hiking dog because, like
You're not
my
gonna
two
go
dogs,
chase
for
a bear.
example, I have Chai, the
Yeah.
poodle, and then I have Millie, a terrier. Millie will jump right off the top of a waterfall if I'm not keeping an eye on her. If there's like a dragonfly flying by, there's no common sense whatsoever. She comes into an environment like this and she's gung ho. So in some ways that's easier because I don't have to reassure her ever. Whereas Chai is like, wait, let me I'm gonna read the room, I'm gonna take the measure of everything, but Chai doesn't do stupid things, right? So like, you, with these types of personalities, you have a trade-off. The ones who are super, it's not even a confidence thing, they're just super outgoing and action-oriented, and they don't have that stop button. They often lack common sense and they can get themselves in trouble. Whereas this guy, if something weird happens, if you're out hiking with him and another dog comes up and he didn't like the looks of that dog, he's not going to go run up to that dog and greet it and be like, hi, I'm on this trail. He's going to come back to you, and you could easily teach him to hide behind you, which is a safe, that's a good safety move.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he didn't shut down, but he really wanted that reassurance, balances out his inherent curiosity and confidence really actually kind of nicely. Because it's not an irrational response to the situation that he's in, especially since we had just put him down in this room when that happened.
Yeah.
So I like it when things like that happen, like you said, in a temperament test, because even though it's messing up with our perfectly constructed plan that we have here, it's real world. It shows you how they're going to really react. And I'm not at all unhappy with his reaction.
He is Brandy's puppy and Jeremy's. And Brandy is very physical, into everything. She started out as kind of like super caution-y like this.
Yeah.
And her daughter that I kept started out super caution-y like this, to the point where I was like really doubting both of them when they were younger. Because they were just like, they needed a lot of build up. But once both of them kind of physically matured, they're about 18 months or so, both of them went through their heat cycles, their brains came online, and like both of these dogs are super, I wouldn't say like Claire's probably not bulletproof, but like very confident.
Claire's very solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very confident, and I have no doubt that this guy is gonna
be the same thing.
Yeah.
And most people honestly don't want a bulletproof dog. Dog trainers do, but other people really don't, because they're not going to come back to you. You have to, with a bulletproof dog, you have to work hard to build that. You have to know how to do it and do it from day one. With him, he comes preloaded with it. All you have to do is reinforce what's already there.
Just don't do
mess
it
it up.
like, don't mess it up. Don't allow. I mean, you can't prevent life, but like,
Right.
if in circumstances when he gets scared, he needs that reassurance.
Yeah.
He needs
it
you to be
comfort
on
you.
his side and comfort, not over comfort, but like just comfort in the moment, and then moving on to something else.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
so he's not left with it to deal with it by himself.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's going to strengthen that relationship that he has with you inherently. And then he's going to have a good recall. He's going to listen well. He's going to be responsive. And he's going to be confident. And he may well go through some fear periods and confidence dips, like what you were saying, until he hits maturity. Super common in the breed. Super common in labs, too. It's just kind of a sporting dog thing. All dogs go through it, but sporting dogs really go through it a lot of times.
Yeah.
So you may see that with him, but again, just don't panic about that. That's when I have clients whose dogs are going through that, I just tell them, just keep your dog at home. The best thing you can do when you see those big dips where he's been confident, and then all of a sudden he's spooking at something like that, is just stop doing things. Just keep him home for a while.
But we're talking like 5 months.
Yeah, it
plus.
happens usually around like 5 to 6 months, and then it happens again usually around 9 months, and then usually again around a year, and then it can happen anywhere between a year and 18 months. It can either happen again or it might not. But you'll notice, because it'll be a change. He'll startle to things that he wasn't, or show concern about things he wasn't worried about like the day before. And when that happens, just like I said, just let him stay home for, a week or two. And usually they just pass through it, and it's like nothing ever happened. What people do where they mess that up, especially with a dog like him who is learning about the environment so strongly, is they push during those sensitive periods, and then the dog is learning to be more cautious, and we don't want that. We want that natural confidence to come back through. So it's just a matter of like, and you can always get with a trainer if you don't know how to do that or you're not confident about it, but it's just a matter of supporting him when he needs support, giving him an exit that is you, so he doesn't exit elsewhere, and then gently kind of encouraging him back into it and knowing when enough is enough with this guy. He's not a dog that you want to over push because he's too smart. So if you force him, he's going to resist automatically. He also knows his own mind, which is a good thing. But if he says no, he's going to be, if you try to force him, it's not going to go well. And see, he warmed up on his own.
What you think? It's a lot of stuff, huh?
I think he wants to do things with you.
Yeah, I think so too, at this point.
Okay, let's go check stuff out. You ready to keep going? Here. We got some toys over here. What's that?
Oh.
Scary?
He's interested. He says, I don't know.
Let's go get it. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bump that into you. It's hard to move around in here when you're a big human and there's all this stuff. Do you want to see it? No? Okay. Do you want to see it? That dog is yelling again.
And he's overwhelmed right now because
Yeah.
I'm having to like loom over him and push things towards him to get to him.
What do you think?
And the dog noises are the only thing that's throwing him. So that's also valuable information. I would make sure he's around some dog noises. Chai was like this too when she was young. Dog noises, even way, way far off, would freak her out. And now she doesn't even remotely care.
And it's not like they don't get to hear those at home.
Right, exactly. It's just a new environment. It's a different situation. And it's the contrast. It was very quiet. And then if she makes any noise,
It's amplified, yeah.
it's amplified. Yeah. And he's got nobody to give him feedback. that he knows and has an actual real relationship with, like a littermate or you, because you're outside.
Yeah.
He's just in here with a stranger that he doesn't actually know.
I think he's make you okay enough. Okay enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really too concerned about this because his coping strategies are sound, and it is a lot to throw at him. And it's not shutting him down. Like, if he were unable to complete the test because he were so frozen, then I would be concerned. But he wasn't, and his response is consistent too. So we have a known trigger, a consistent response. That worst case scenario, that's just something to work on. It doesn't concern me about who he is.
Good.
I think let's give him a break, and I'd like to see him back maybe later.
Okay.
And see after he has some time to think about it. I'm just curious how he'll respond.
Sounds good to me. Looking me straight in the eye.
He says, I figured out where my mama is. You want to take a break? This is also a dog. He listens so much to you. I would use a ton of labeling. So that's just basically talking to him. Like if you were my dog and we were in this situation and it was real, I would already be talking to him about that. I would be like, is that another dog? And letting him know that's just another dog. Dog's just barking. No big deal. It's just a barking dog. Just like you would to a toddler. Simple language. Dogs really have quite a lot of language capacity. We just don't really normally use it because we don't realize because they can't talk back to us. But the way he's paying such close social attention to me, and he is socially referencing so strongly, I think his language capacity would be pretty high. So I would definitely use that with him. That way when something goes weird, you can just tell him. The example I've been giving of that recently is because we had the hurricane here, there's been a ton of heavy equipment. Most dogs are afraid of heavy equipment. Fortunately, my dogs no longer care if a tractor drives right up to the window of the house. But at first they did, and it just took me constantly going, oh, that's just a tractor, just another tractor. And tractor was just the word I chose for all forms of heavy equipment. Weird, diggers, excavators, skid steers, cranes, whatever. It's all just a tractor. So if they see a weird tractor now, they'll look at me and I'm like, it's just a tractor. Or it's just a truck. We have a lot of big trucks too, and that used to really bother them. So you can accomplish a lot just by labeling the thing and letting them form a mental category for all these sorts of things. And that way when they encounter a new form of it,
they're interested in your hand.
Yeah, he's interested in my gesturing, he's interested in my talking. He probably smells a little bit of treats on my fingers.
Like he was really into it. Like he wasn't just curious. He was, even though he's like being quiet and he's sitting really there. Watching. And I just want to point that out because but his interest was very intense and like he was really following your hand.
He's really interested in what I think about all of this. So, and that's what I mean by social referencing. He's taking his social cues from me, and I gesture a lot, and I don't think he knows what I mean by the gesture. He's trying to figure me out. It's the same thing when I talk. He's really paying attention to my words, and he doesn't know what they mean yet. But he's like, that means, all of this means something, and he's trying to figure it out. But his priority is observing the environment and learning me. And that's again, that's for humans.
It's a good priority to have when you just first meet somebody, and that is not like necessarily how he is going to be in his normal life, and it's not how he is in the normal, like it is, but like this quiet little puppy right there that's just quietly sitting there, that is not this puppy. But it's good to see the strategy like that.
It's this, and that's why we take them to a new environment by themselves and throw all this stuff at them, because that's how we find out the other side of their personality. So, when he's in an environment where he's familiar and where he feels very comfortable, he's going to be that confident, zoom around puppy.
Okay. Well, now let me put him up, and I'll bring another puppy out, and then we'll bring him out and till
just
the end.
See how he responds to it.
Yeah.
This is take 2 on Chevy. Let's see what he thinks now that he had a moment to process his startle.
Yeah, this is what I expected. Yeah. Zero hesitation about anything.
We're gonna do it now.
Walked right back in there,
I
just
think
like
I'm
he
doing that.
remembers everyone.
You didn't see it. I didn't throw it good. Let's try it again.
Try, please. Don't do double chin. Don't do it.
She hears us getting enthusiastic
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah, somebody else is getting all the attention, not her.
He sees you, but he's still happy to play
Oh,
with
yeah.
me. And he's like, the cool thing is he met me once, and he's
Mhm.
like, hi, I know you. We're friends. We were doing fun stuff. He hears her whimpering, but he remembers it, but he's not scared by it the second time. So he just needed time to let it percolate a second. And that's super common with dogs in general, with poodles especially. With puppies particularly, they need a minute sometimes. Yeah, I have no concerns with this puppy. We're friends now.
Oh, you didn't do scent with him before.
Oh yeah, I was trying to remember. What have I got here?
I think you remember that you had yummies before.
Yeah, he did for sure.
It's like,
It's
no,
like,
that's not it.
That's not what I wanted.
You're the lady with the treats, not this stuff.
He's very curious about it though.
Mm.
What is that? Yeah? He says, I don't know, it smells funny. Like everything here, it's weird and funny. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. You want some yummies? Because I know you're expecting them? Okay.
I'm almost tempted to send this footage for you to so you can do something with it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Adar and Ashley are always asking for more footage for social media.
Here.
Did I see? Was it Ivy recently? I thought it was
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ivy.
Yeah.
And she's coming back, I think, in a week.
Yeah. In August they go on vacation.
Yeah. Everybody loves Ivy.
And that's true.
Yeah, I was just talking about how smart he is, and I was saying that he is a very strong, what we call single incident learner, and what that means is it only takes one exposure or one repetition of things for him to learn something. So the strength of that is he learns very quickly, he's very smart. The weakness of that is that he can also learn that something's scary or dangerous equally quickly. So when he's having those moments where he's a little overwhelmed and he needs a second to take it all in or think about it, what you really want to do there is give him that time. Because if you push him and you make it scary by pushing him, he's going to remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you let him go away and think about it, he's going to come back in like this, completely confident,
Right.
because he'll have had time to think it through and learn. So he's very
And
brave.
can you describe what happened? Because I think I had it accidentally paused. I thought it was recording, but it was not. It's like when he actually came in second
Into the
time.
room?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he came in, he remembered me immediately, rushed over to greet me, super friendly, grabbed a toy, brought it over here, was bouncing around, wanted to play with the toy with me, and then he wasn't so much interested in the scent. He's very food motivated. He was really into the food, but he remembered the sound of this opening, so as soon as he heard me even pick this up, he knew what it was. And he remembered from that little interaction we had last time where I closed the lid and he asked me to open it last time, that asking me to open it was the way to get the food.
And that was just a little demand right there where he
Uh-huh.
fell back into your arms and was looking
He
for
obviously wants
the
picked
hand.
up.
Yeah, hand to touch him.
He's like, would you please, here, let me just put myself
Yeah.
in your hands. That way you have no choice.
Oh yeah, there's that baby boy.
Babies want to hear.
And his body language is so much more loose. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
More
that
wiggly.
was he needed time to learn. He needed time to wrap his mind around it because he's very intelligent and he's learning. So you're gonna have to be on your toes to keep up with this guy because he's possibly smarter than you are. But he's gonna be fun. He's gonna be, you know, he's so silly. He'd be a great hiking buddy. He'd be just basically fun to do anything with. But he'll have a really good human. A lot of times dogs with that much confidence, I think we said this in the last video, you're constantly having to rein them in. I don't think that's going to be the case with him. He's very person oriented. He's going to bond to his person and to his whole family really tightly. And
he also is very curious about the environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So you
So
get the
it's
best
gotta-
of both worlds, really,
Mhm.
with this guy.
Yep. You're gonna be fun. You're gonna be cute.
All right.
He has a really good temperament. I like him.
Yeah.
Yes, they need the social referencing.
Okay, now that they have their friend that they're bonded with, well, not friend, their mates, the energy is much more up, and because
Yeah.
they need social reassurance, and you will be that for them as well.
Yep.